The more you tighten your grip, the more the Rebel Alliance will slip through your hands. A quote from Star Wars. I'm going to get into that a little today on Tofers Take. I thought I'd do a little something different this week, and as you can tell, I'm not at my usual spot, out back in my house, and, I was thinking about Star Wars, that quote from Star Wars, from A New Hope. And, you see, this week, last week I talked about, being alone and, where I've been at and what I've been up to, and I want to take a second and, address the church here. You see, because the church, we, as a whole, we have small groups, we have classes, we have Sunday school, we have this, we have organizations, your men's group, your women's group, we have everything going on, seems like. Every organization you could possibly imagine is found within the church. Every people group you want to try to reach. There's seems to be a group for that, and like that quote from Star Wars, it seems the more and more groups we get, the more and more people slip through our hands. The more and more people feel maybe disconnected or not as connected as they'd like to be. I was thinking about that, and like I said, I've been struggling with feeling isolated, feeling alone for a little while now. After I made my last podcast, what happened? People that I knew from online, somebody from Nashville, somebody from Illinois, somebody from Ohio, they all reached out to me. They're like, dude, I get it, or hey, I'm sorry to hear about you're going through this. You know how many people from my local congregation reached out or said something? 0. Now I know my stats are probably a little biased, because, well, I did it online and then the online community reached out, but with the exception of Christmas Eve, I've not really been attending my church. Now, I've been watching, church online, doing it that way, but no one's called me from my own church. I go a week without talking to somebody online, and they get a hold of me. But so far, no one from my own church has reached out and said, hey, where you been? Or, hey, I miss your face. And that hurts. Because we have all these groups out there. We have all these ways for people to be connected. And yet they're not being connected. And don't get me wrong, I see the potential in small groups, or life groups, or family groups, or whatever you want to call them. I see that they have potential. I recognize that. But are people really, connecting? Are the people really seeking those out? And are the groups really seeking out newcomers, and welcoming them? Seems the more we tighten our grip, the more things slip through our fingers. And I don't think I am the only one, who's struggling with this, because like I said, I got some feedback from some other people, Somebody offered to drive an hour and a half, of course, to have coffee, and I drive, an hour and a half to meet him, because we live 3 hours, apart. You see, just that kind of response from the online community is why I want to try to reach out to them. Is why I want to try to help them out. Is why I want to try to be there for them. Because, let's face it, sometimes life can get lonely. And we need each other a lot more than we don't. Anyway, I'm Topher, and that's my take. I'll probably continue this a little bit more next week. Peace.